What if I told you the Nazis didn't just fight on the battlefields, but also in the shadows? Whispers of secret expeditions, occult societies, hidden laboratories. Some say they discovered technologies far beyond their time. Others believe they reached forbidden places, chasing ancient powers. And some suspect that part of their legacy survived, buried after 1945. Tonight on Archive 17, we leave behind the history books. We descend into the world of forbidden theories and the Nazi secrets that perhaps were never meant to be revealed. 1. Die Glocke, the Nazi bell. The most famous Nazi legend, Die Glocke, the bell. Witnesses described it as a massive metallic device shaped like a giant bell. It glowed with a violet light and produced a strange humming vibration. Reports say it spun violently and used a mysterious liquid known as Serum 525. Some believed it was an anti-gravity machine. Others claimed it could bend time itself. It was allegedly tested in secret SS facilities in Poland. But in 1945, it vanished. Destroyed, captured, or hidden away for another era? A myth of pure imagination, or a glimpse of technology we still don't understand? 2. The Haunebu Project, Nazi UFOs. Strange diagrams appeared after the war, circular flying machines with cockpits and mounted weapons. This was the so-called Haunebu Project, an alleged attempt to create disc-shaped aircraft. Some claim test flights occurred in 1944, hovering silently above German skies. After the war, flying saucer sightings exploded across Europe and America. Coincidence? Or surviving Nazi technology? Skeptics argue these were nothing but fantasies on paper, but the designs look eerily similar to UFO descriptions in the decades that followed. If true, the Haunebu would not just be a myth, but the first man-made flying saucer in history. 3. Base 211, the Antarctic Mystery. In 1938, Germany launched an expedition to Antarctica aboard the Schwabenland. Officially, it was about whaling and exploration, but they claimed a territory called Neuschwabenland. Later, theories emerged of a hidden stronghold, Base 211, a fortress beneath the ice where Nazi scientists could continue their work. Some accounts suggest U-boats slipped into Antarctic waters even after 1945. Others whisper that high-ranking Nazis may have escaped there. It sounds like fantasy, until you remember several German submarines were found wandering in the South Atlantic after the war. Were they fleeing aimlessly or heading to a frozen refuge that still remains hidden? 4. Occult societies, Thule and Vril. Not all Nazi projects were scientific. Some were deeply occult. The Thule Society blended nationalism with ancient mysticism. They believed in a lost Aryan homeland, tied to vanished civilizations. The Vril Society spoke of a cosmic energy source called Vril. Members claimed to receive visions and messages from higher beings. Legends suggest these secret groups influenced Nazi ideology and research. Symbols, rituals, and strange documents found after the war hint at their power. Were these just dangerous fantasies? Or did the Nazis truly seek otherworldly forces to fuel their empire? 5. The Tibetan Expedition. In 1938, a Nazi research group known as the Haunebu traveled to Tibet. They measured skulls, documented ancient texts, and gathered artifacts. Officially, it was to prove their racial theories. But some believed they were looking for something else, hidden wisdom. Stories suggest they sought mystical knowledge guarded by Tibetan lamas. Could they have been searching for evidence of a lost civilization? Or even contact with mysterious beings said to inhabit the Himalayas? The truth remains buried, locked in archives. But the very fact the expedition happened keeps the legend alive. 6. Underground tunnels and hidden cities. The Nazis built bunkers and fortresses, but rumors claim they went further. Vast underground networks beneath mountains and cities, secret railways, laboratories, and factories buried deep below. Some stories speak of tunnels stretching across countries, and even whispers of connections reaching as far as South America. The Allies discovered immense complexes, like Project Riese in Poland, but many entrances remain sealed, unexplored. Were they just wartime shelters, or fragments of a forgotten subterranean empire? 7. The Nazi Ark of Knowledge in Classified Archives. The Nazis looted treasures across Europe, gold, relics, sacred texts, but some researchers believe their true target was knowledge itself. Occult manuscripts, alchemical scrolls, ancient grimoires, vanished in the chaos of war. Entire libraries disappeared without a trace. Were they destroyed, hidden, or taken to secret vaults? Even today, thousands of Nazi documents remain sealed in Moscow and Washington. 80 years later, they are still marked top secret. Do they contain blueprints of impossible weapons, or evidence of projects we dismiss as myth? Perhaps the most dangerous thing the Nazis sought was not weapons, but forbidden knowledge. 8. Nazi UFOs after 1945. After the war, UFO sightings multiplied. Strange discs over America, glowing lights above the Arctic. Researchers wondered, were these alien ships or Nazi craft that survived? Could the Bell or the Haunebu have been smuggled out? Did their technology fall into Soviet or American hands? The age of UFOs began right after 1945, and perhaps the origin was not in the stars, but in the ashes of Nazi Germany. 9. The Last Secret. Where did it all go? If these projects truly existed, where are they now? Destroyed in the chaos of surrender? Hidden in mountain tunnels and Antarctic ice? Or quietly absorbed by the victorious powers? We know for certain that Nazi scientists were taken to the US and Soviet Union. Operation Paperclip proved their work shaped the Cold War, and even the space race. So maybe the most incredible theories hide a kernel of truth. The final secret may not be what the Nazis built, but what they left behind, still waiting to be uncovered. Glowing bells, hidden Antarctic bases, secret societies and UFOs in the night sky. The line between fact and fantasy blurs, and yet these stories refuse to die. Perhaps because somewhere in a forgotten archive, a piece of them is true. What if the line between legend and reality is thinner than we think? What if the truth has been with us all along? Because some secrets are still waiting to be revealed. See you in the next video.